Welcome to another episode of Boogie's Book Review. In this episode, we are going to be looking at two soft, quiet time books that I got for Boogie that I think are absolutely adorable and filled with learning potential. So stay tuned. Welcome to another episode of This Indulgent Life, where together wanderlusting families navigate respectful parenting, education, and fulfilling our dreams of having an extraordinary life through travel. We believe that life shouldn't just be an obligation, and that the American dream isn't the same for everyone. We believe that life should be an indulgence, so cherished and enjoyed. And the best way to do that is through enjoying experiences together and following our hearts. May you be inspired to do the same. So today I want to take a look at these two very awesome books by Little Bean's Toy Chest here in Hong Kong. She does ship internationally and she has free shipping right now. And she's given 10% off to my viewers. So make sure you go and check out the description or the blog post where you can find that code so you can get 10% off these books. So the first one I want to look at is this one. And if you are watching this between April 22nd, 2019 and April 29th, 2019, I am giving this one away for the podcast launch giveaway. So this is going to be great for any child between around 2 and 5, depending on your child. And it's filled with things that they can grow with. So it's got this is the only difficult part that my son seems to be having right now. It's a good clip, so it does stay closed nicely. It's a little pop button, right? So I do have to help him with that. Otherwise he just kind of tries to pull everything. But we even personalized it, or she personalized it for us. And it's got this cute little snail on the front. And when you open it up, now you can fold it all the way around, making it really, really easy for small spaces. You can do counting with carrots. And aren't they really cute? I don't know, can you zoom in camera? I don't know if it's gonna. I'm trying, guys. It doesn't want to focus, except on me. And then on this page, you can work with colors and shapes and matching. So each button, these are attached as buttons. And so they can learn how to match the colors as well as work with buttons, how to undo a button, how to put on through a button. I will say my son is super, super strong and he just kind of like pulls and yanks and I have to try and help him because he doesn't quite understand the concept yet. He is just turned 2. So the holes might get a little stretched out, but it's okay. It still works and I just try to help him put it back on. So you got lots of different kinds of shapes. And then on this page, I like this page because you can talk about the different seasons. So right now we're in spring, so we're talking about all the spring flowers. And they're just Velcroed on. But then you can take them off. And then inside this little pocket, oops, just dropped one. There are different things. So this is the snowflake, but then there's also fall leaves and summer. So you have spring, fall, summer, and winter that you can talk about with your child. So this is a great little way to help introduce seasons and the different things that happen during the seasons. Of course, here in Hong Kong, we're pretty much in these two all year long. And I know some areas of the world you're the same, but that's okay. We can still tell them about how other areas of the world will have seasons. And if you're traveling, even better, because then you can tell about the seasons that they're going into. And then you just put them back in this little pocket. So this one's a little undone. It comes really nicely tied up. It's a little teepee with a string, and this really teaches them how to tie, how to lace and how to tie. So if you're wanting to work on tying shoelaces and things, this is a great little page for that. Of course, my son is nowhere near that, but that's what's great about this book, is that I will be able to, it will grow with him, right? Like, it's going to grow with him. He may not be ready for this right now, but that's okay, because he'll be ready for it later, and it's not going to become boring, because there's always something for him to learn until he's like 7 or 8 probably. So I like this little page. And if your kid already knows how to tie shoelaces one way, this is great to come up with different ways of lacing as well. And on this page, kind of similar to the seasons page, but you have apples and pears, a cute little pear. And these are Velcro, so it gives you another way of doing fine motor skills and learning. These are the little snap buttons. And so it can, it does take a little bit of effort to find that little hole with little fingers, right? And then you can change out. So in the spring and summer, you have pears, and in the fall, you have apples. So if you're about to go apple picking, this would be a great way to introduce that. And then you put them back in the basket. And then, of course, especially if you're homeschooling, you need to have today is. And there's a little pocket with all the days of the week. Nice big letters. And they're color coded. Okay. And then, of course, you just put it there. So every day you could get out your little learning book and go, today is, and then put the day. In this case, it would be Wednesday. And on the other side, the weather is. So I don't know, maybe if you don't homeschool, you may not realize this, but in lower primary, in the early childhood section, like preschool and prep or kindergarten, first grade, second grade, they actually have like a chart, and they do this pretty much every day. At least when I taught, you go through, what is the day of the week? What is the weather? What season is it? All of these things. So this is something that people or kids in school will have, and people who homeschool typically do this as well. So this is something good to start your 2-year-old with. So you have lots of different, it's hard to focus. If I focus here, maybe it will focus. There we go. And then you just pull this out. Now, I screwed this one up. I'm sure I could easily fix it with a little bit of hot glue or super glue. It's supposed to be attached at top, but I've got really thick fingers, and when I went through it, I pulled it apart. I actually don't mind it though, because it makes it easier to get in and out. So you can just slide it into the little window. I just have to be careful of Boogie not kind of like, ripping it even more. But again, easy fix. And then over here, you have a life jacket, so you can learn how to press the little buckles and how to buckle them in. Of course, this is really, really good if you are going to be going on a boat and you want to talk about life jackets with your kid. This is a good way to introduce that as well. You tell them how it works, show them how it works, so they can do it. And then, who remembers Tetris as a kid? There you go, a little mini Tetris. Trying to work with shapes, you pull them off Velcro. Then there's a grid that she drew underneath, and you can try to realign them and put them back just right. So there you go, little mini Tetris. And that is the Play and Learn book by Little Beans Toy Chest. I have to get close so it focuses. There you go, Little Beans Toy Chest. I like these little quiet time books because A, they're filled with activities, And B, they are so lightweight and squishable, so I can easily throw this in a diaper bag or carry-on and travel with it. And I have something that he can do no matter where we're at. And of course, he will just pull this out at home as well. Okay. So then the other one I want to show you is a special one. This is a one that I really, really wanted. I've been wanting to get this one for a while. But I wanted to wait for a special moment. And then I actually won the contest so I could get both. I was really excited about that. And that's how I was able to get the Hong Kong one. And again, it's personalized. This is a junk boat. She also has some for other cities and places as well. So check out her website, Little Beans Toy Chest. And you can see which ones, maybe you've gone to London and you want the London one, she can do that one. So this one's super easy. It has just Velcro. And then here, so there's a little ferry crossing. And you just go back and forth. Little fish, IFC. So just really kind of places here in Hong Kong that kids could identify. And of course you have the little red taxi, because we have red taxis on Hong Kong Island. So you have the taxi, you have the green bus. Again, that's popular here in Hong Kong. And these are Velcro. So you can take them on and off. And you can go over, you know, the colors as well as the order that you would typically find on a streetlight. This little guy. He goes with the other book, or no, he goes in this book. He goes on this page, actually. So then you have the trolley, and with a zipper, and you put the little people back in the window. And then you just zip it back up. Super cute. Over here, you have the wet market. And then when you open it up, it's all the vegetables and produce. So you have a little banana. And you have a little apple. So this is really nice for going over different fruits and vegetables. And then these clips, you can actually, drop the little lamp. You can actually unclip them. But of course, then you have to be careful that you don't lose your hot lamp, your little lamp. And then you close it back up. And then of course, Hong Kong wouldn't be Hong Kong without some dim sum. So you have a little spoon. You can pretend like you're drinking your soup. And then up in the dim sum baskets, the bamboo baskets, you have an egg tart. And you have, I think it's char siu bao. Or a dumpling. There we go. Depending on what you want to make it. Could either be a dumpling or some char siu bao. And there you go. They're on the plate. And you can eat them away. Pretend to eat. You just put them back in their baskets. And Hong Kong loves their goldfish. Especially around Chinese New Year time. So you have goldfish. And these are little snaps. Right? And then you can put them in the tank. Just be careful about the transparency. There you go. So there you go. They can swim in the fishy. And then there's a panda. And this is really nice because A, it's a panda. I mean, who doesn't love pandas? And B, you can talk about the different parts of the body. So you have the hands. You have the feet. And you have the face. I dropping things. Alright, so there you go. You have the panda, and he's got little wiggle eyes. This is really good for lacing and learning how to thread, kind of like thread and needle, but kid version, right? Like, so they learn how to go through these little loops and go around buttons. And of course you could talk about colors, and you could do this a couple different ways. You don't have to do it just the way it has it. So really kind of play with it. And then this is, I think it's called Bohemia. It's the Hong Kong flower. It's supposed to be that flower at least. And they're buttons. So again, you can practice putting things on and off a button. And then this is a gold Chinese coin. I can't see. It's Velcro though, so easy on, easy off. And then you can even put it in the little pocket down here. And this is Lycee. This is a red envelope. This is popular during Chinese New Year. You get money in it, so it just makes sense. The gold coin goes in the Lycee packet. And that's it. And again, that is by Little Beans Toy Chest. So I really, really love these books. Again, she's offering 10% off any of these quiet time books. And she has quite a few. She also has one, another one that I kind of really wanted to get but didn't get because I had to choose. One for like, what can a girl be, basically. It's like, I forget the exact title, but girls can be astronauts and girls can be this and that. And it's really an empowering kind of book for boys or girls, but especially for us girls. And then she has ones with cars and different kinds of modes of transportation. Of course, the different places. She does sell out of certain ones. She only makes certain amount in each run. So make sure you get over there and get the one you want before they're all sold out. But I really, really do love these books. And if you are traveling in the car or whatnot, make sure you have a quiet time book. You can go and make one yourself, but that's a lot of time. And these are so well made and really educational. Again, 10% off when you use the code down in the description. And if you're watching this week, because remember this is launch week, that's April 22nd to April 29th, 2019, you can actually win this one. That's right, this book. Let's see, is it focusing? So you want to win this book, right? I know I was excited to win this book, so hopefully you are too. Be sure to use these with your kids. Really, the only downside is when she uses that little plastic, because you want to see through it, right? So she doesn't really have much of a choice. She's got to use this little transparency, and they can come off a little easily. But again, a little super glue, a little hot glue, it'll be perfectly fine. And then the other only downside is the downside with anything like this, not just these books, but any educational little activity book, is of course these pieces could get lost. So I do have to be a little bit more mindful in making sure that I'm counting things out. But again, that's any activity book. Every little activity book kind of thing I have for my child, I have to go back and make sure that we're not losing the pieces for. But at least this one has Velcro. So, super cute. Can I say that enough? Is it super cute enough? Alright. That's it, guys. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Boogie's Book Review, and we'll see you soon.